remember, Madden cover means one of two things: injury riddled season or regression. One of the two. 18 for 60 and one TD. It ain't like Saquon. Then you go over to the Dallas receiving. CD Lamb, 7 catches on 13 targets for 110 yards, and his longest catch was 32 yards. Now, CD Lamb, the reason I chuckle like that, the CD Lamb lost the Dallas Cowboys game. The man had at least, I believe, 3 opportunities in the fourth quarter to be able to make sure that he got the Cowboys in position to at least get a field goal at a bare minimum. He did not come through. He kept dropping the ball. It is what it is. These things happen, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. George Pickens only had 4 targets. He caught 3 out of the 4. Maybe you might want to target him a little bit more. Jake Ferguson, five catches on 6 targets. You know, these are mediocre numbers. Not a receiver over 100 yards outside of CD Lamb. Everybody else was under 60 yards, which is pretty pathetic. Then you had a fumble. Miles Sanders fumbled, and he lost that fumble. The recovery was from Quinyon Mitchell. You come over, you take a look at the tackling, and you see some good tackling stats here. But we don't have any sacks except for Marshawn Meadland from the Dallas Cowboys. He got himself a sack. Then you have a couple of TFLs. Now you got 5 of them for Dallas. Let's see. We got Jack Sanborn, Solomon Thomas. I didn't even know Solomon Thomas was a Cowboy. Sam Williams. And then you got James Houston. He had his TFL. And then you come over to the Philadelphia Eagles, 6 passes defense, while the Dallas Cowboys had none. That's a beautiful thing. You always want to have a good amount of passes defense. They had 3 TFLs, one by Zach Bond, the other Jordan Davis, and then the other one who came from Jalix Hunt. I don't know what that's called. Jalyx. What? That don't make no dang sense, man. Stuff is killing me sometimes. But yeah, man, that definitely was a funny thing there. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Jason? What's going on, TD? But yeah, that was funny. The little spit gate, that was hilarious. And then, of course, you know what I'm saying, you go over everything else and you see what happens. Nothing else really happened spectacular in any way, shape, or form. But that's definitely the case, man. You go back, you take a look at the scores, and you see what happens is, hey, man, Philly showed up, Dallas didn't. Philly gave Dallas every chance to stay in that game. They just couldn't get it done because Dak acted like George Pickens didn't exist and only threw the CD Lamb and kept dropping the ball. But what does a quarterback do when they need a play? They rely on who? Old Faithful. Always. They're going to rely on Old Faithful, man. That's just how it works, and it is what it is. So we'll go to the Friday night game. We had the Chiefs and the Chargers. Now, the biggest story here was the fact that Justin Herbert ain't never beat Kansas. You know, he ain't never beat Mahomes. Never beat Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? That was the big story here. But he gets to win this time. The Chiefs lose to the Chargers 27-21. Chargers, along with the Broncos, are sitting atop the AFC West at 1-0. So you got looking at the scoring by quarters. First quarter, nothing for Kansas City. You got 7 points. So basically, the Chargers scored every quarter. Kansas City did not score in the first quarter at all, and that was basically to their detriment because literally it goes first quarter 7-0, second quarter 13-6, and then third quarter you go 20-12. Then you go 27, and there you go. You see how it works, man. But basically, when you take a look at the numbers, taking a look at the passing stats, Patrick Mahomes, 24-39, 258 yards, 1 TD, sacked twice. Justin Herbert, 25-34, 318 yards. So he threw the ball 5 less times and got a nice little chunk more than you in yardage. He had 3 TDs. He was sacked 3 times. Then when you go to rushing, why is Patrick Mahomes leading the Chiefs in rushing? That ain't good. That tells me there's something wrong because it shouldn't be that. Isaiah Pacheco should be the one leading the team in rushing. Kareem Hunt should be the one leading the team in rushing. Patrick Mahomes should be third on that list. But Mahomes, 6 carries, 57 yards, 1 TD. Then you got Pacheco, 5 for 25, Kareem Hunt, 5 for 16. So they didn't really try to run the ball that heavily. They ran it 17 times, threw it 39 times. It's a very pass-happy offense. Then you flip to the other side of the ball. Omarion Hampton, 15 carries, 48 yards. Justin Herbert, 7 for 32. So he did use his legs in this game, and that was one of the deciding factors that got them a couple of first downs, helped them out in this game. It was definitely beautiful to see Justin Herbert using another tool in the toolbox. And that also speaks to the coaching of Harbaugh as well, because Harbaugh will tell you, like, hey, man, use every weapon you got on that field. Don't hold back. Don't play around. Don't do nothing. Then you got Najee Harris, 1 carry for 5 yards. We all know Najee Harris is done. He's cooked. I think this is a Marion's Hampton's shot to lose, and we all know and understand that. Then you go ahead. So for rushing in total, neither team over 100 yards. The Chiefs had 98 yards in total by committee, and then 90 yards in total by committee from the Los Angeles Chargers. 1 TD rushing by Kansas City, no TDs rushing by the Chargers. All right, and let's take a look here. So we had a fumble recovery here. Creed Humphrey, he lost it, and basically, well, he fumbled. He didn't lose it. And then, of course, we're good on that one. Tyler Conklin, he fumbled but didn't lose it, so you're good there. Fumble by each team. You come take a look at the defense and whatnot. You start looking at the tackling. Chamari Connor, Nick Bolton, Jalen Watson, Drew Tranquil, Trent McDuffie, all the usual suspects there. The 2 sacks came from Drew Tranquil, 1 from George Karlaftis. He had a couple more TFLs, one by Mike Dana, Jerry Tillery. So not bad. Hey, 3 sacks and 6 TFLs. As far as the defense goes, that's not bad at all. Los Angeles defense, we have a guy named Alohi Gilman. He led the team in tackles with 9. Then you got Deon Henley, son of Big U, with 8 tackles. Then he had his TFL along with the sack, which is great. The other sack came from Deshaun Hand. And then basically, when you take a look at it, not very many passes defense. Terry Tart or Tierre Tart, he had 2 of them. Dante Jackson had 1, and Bud Dupree had another. Then you go ahead and you come down, you take a look at it. No interceptions by either team. And, of course, we got the kick returns, and we got the kicking and whatnot. But that's basically what happened in the Chiefs and the Chargers game. So now we get back onto the docket. We're going to get back to these scores. Take a look at it. Oh, there we go. Give me one moment. I'm going to bring in a special guest. We're going to add it to the stage. He is from the Niner Faithful Radio Podcast. My man, Jason. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Hello, host. So, man, hey, man, doing good. I am worn out after a crazy weekend up here in Seattle, but it was a good weekend.
All right. It sounds a little off. I can't hear you
I think I know what it is. Just
you probably got to play around with it a little bit. Give Jason a moment to get his sound right and whatnot. Then we'll see what he thinks about some of these other games. But we'll get the next game up on the docket. That was the Bucks and the Falcons.
Testing.
Oh, that's a lot better.
Oh, yeah. I had it connected to my headphones, not to my actual.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It does that, man. I get you.
Yeah. But I don't know if you heard me. It was a long, crazy weekend here in Seattle. Had family that flew in from the game from Hawaii.
Yeah.
We went to the game. Again, it was an absolute fucking nuts at that game. We had great seats, and we won.
Hey, man, that's great, man. As long as y'all had a blast, everybody had good seats. That's all that really matters, man.
We were first row in the end zone where we scored. Where Tanja scored. I was on the literally on the spot of the end zone.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Yeah. Tonjes, man, let me tell you this. He came down with that look, bro. That's when your receiver makes you look good. Because the throw by Brock was not necessarily the best of throws.
Woolen had that. That was in Woolen's hands.
Yeah, and Reek was literally the thing Reek did was he forgot there was somebody behind him.
Yeah.
And 100. That's the hard part. Because as a DB, if I see a ball just coming right to me and I don't feel like somebody's around me, bless you. I'm good. good. I ain't thinking about nothing else. But Ty just came from right behind him and snatched that. That was beautiful, man. That was
Everybody, I've seen so many pictures comparing it to like the catch from Dwight Clark, and I'm like, it do look a little similar to it, kind
a
of the
little
situation.
bit, but the thing is Dwight Clark was coming across the
Yeah.
field and snatched that out the air, whereas Jake Todd just came from behind Reek Woolen and snatched it. But I can see the way he came down with it. Yes, that's very, very similar to it.
I get it. We're all hyped up, and I mean, obviously, it doesn't have the meaning of the catch, but I mean, I get it. It looked good, and he even fumbled it. If you watch the play when he comes down to it, he's like he juggles it a second and catches it and holds it tight.
Yes, sir. But let's talk about this Bucks and Falcons game, man. It came down. It's 23-20. The Bucks get the W. I was talking about this a little earlier when I had like my quick little stream on kickers and failing this one. So Young Ho Ko, who is usually money, usually there's not very much of an issue, but he missed that kick. That kick would have at least taken him to overtime. So see, when we talk about kickers, kickers matter. Kickers matter because they can win you a game. They can be the difference between winning and losing. And in this moment, Young Ho Ko would have given his team a chance to at least be going to overtime to see if they could get the W. But unfortunately, he missed. So when you take a look at the scoring quarter by quarter, Tampa Bay did not score in the first. Atlanta scored in every quarter. Then you come along, you take a look at the passing. Baker Mayfield, 17-32, 3 TDs, only 167 yards. He was only sacked.
I figured they'd be doing more passing from Baker, but I mean, 3 TDs is still a good game from him.
Hey, 32 times passing the ball ain't bad. I'm not mad at that. The reason being is because, I mean, hell, he still had 3 TDs. He didn't even break 200 yards, and he had 3 TDs. That's all that really mattered. I don't need my quarterback to go out there and have the gaudiest of stats. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield has literally solidified himself with the Bucks in their team lore. Like, people are going to remember Baker Mayfield because he came there as an outcast. He had bounced around the league just a little bit, and the Browns had given up on him, and everybody thought he was trash. Baker Mayfield been silently balling.
No, I don't think it's been
one of the best QBs in the league. Y'all need
people who watch ball know Baker's legit.
Yeah, no, he's legit.
Do you think the Browns are looking at Baker right now like, damn, we gave up on that for Deshaun?
It's just,
like you said, it took him a minute to go around.
And you basically paid Deshaun to do nothing.
Literally nothing.
Literally. The man played, 4 or 5 games for him, if that?
Something.
Look, man, it is what it is. But either way, when you take a look at the passing, Michael Penix Jr., 27-42, 298 yards. He only had 1 TD. So Baker Mayfield didn't even break the 200-yard mark. This man almost broke the 300-yard mark. Only had 1 TD, and Baker had 3 TDs. I'll take these stats all day. Then you go ahead and take a look at the rushing. The rushing was a little bit odd here because it's very weird to being the leading rusher. 5 for 39. Bucky every 14 for 37. That's bad. That means that they're definitely. I believe Tristan Wirfs did not play. Is that correct?
I'm not completely honest with you.
Yeah, I think
I didn't watch all of the games yesterday because I was at the invasion, pre parties and everything, so I didn't watch many games. But
I think Wirfs was out, and their run game is suffering because 2.6 yards a carry ain't gonna cut it. Rashad White only
White and Irvin are a pretty damn good 1-2 combo.
They definitely are. So definitely, missing Wirfs is a lot. Total, they got over 100 yards for Atlanta. Bijan Robinson, 12 for 24, 2 yards a carry. Tyler Algier, 10 for 24.
Bijan for only
these are bad numbers, man. Like, those are horrible numbers when it comes to the rushing. You didn't even get over 100 yards. You got Bijan Robinson, and you only ran the ball, looks like 28 times as a team. He should have way more than – Bijan should be getting no less than 15 to 20 a game at a minimum.
Probably closer to 20, honestly.
Yeah, because you want to balance it out. You want to take a little bit of pressure off Michael Penix, but it is what it is.
Is he hurt? Is that the reason why that Tyler guy got a bunch of
no, but it looked like they found a spot for him because he had 6 catches for 100 yards at the TD. So he did his thing in the receiving game. It wasn't it. Kyle Pitts, 759.
Kyle Pitts did something at least.
Yeah,
compared to most of his games.
He's been a disappointment since he's been in the league. We ain't really seen the guy that he was supposed to be. Drake London, 855. Ray McLeod, 3 catches, 51 yards. All right, I ain't mad at you, Ray.
I like me some Ray.
And then
like
when you slide over to Tampa Bay, this dude is a star. Mika Egbuka. That dude is a star, man. He's a star in the making. 4 catches, 67 yards, 2 TDs. Mike Evans, 551.
Good old faithful right there, man. Mike Evans just keeps trucking along.
Yeah, hey, look, man. Mike Evans guaranteed Hall of Famer. That man quietly is top 5 dead or alive receiver every year. People act like he don't exist. But then you come down, you take a look at it. Tampa Bay didn't fumble. Michael Penix Jr. Did fumble, but the team recovered. Tyler Smith, you've got 11 total tackles. McCullum, and then you got Dennis. They had 10. Levante David had 9. Jamal Dean had 6. So they were out there moving and grooving. Of course, they only had that 1 sack, the 7 TFLs. That's a good thing. 6 passes defense. Those are good numbers. Then you come and take a look at it for Atlanta. Not a lot of tackling, a little bit of misses. Too many 6s in a row for my liking. That's just me. Billy Bowman Jr. and Caden Ellis combined. Divine Diablo. Oh, wow. That's a wild name. They combined for that 1 sack that came out. They did have 2 TFL, 7 passing defense themselves. So it's not too bad when you take a look at it. Then you got the kicking and everything like that. At the end of the day, man, this was a situation where young Hoko could have just said, hey, man, I'm going to make sure we at least get to OT, give us a chance to win the game. But they didn't. And there it is, man.
Kicker lives matter.
Hey, kickers' lives matter. Next game up, man, this is the 1-point game. And it is the Browns and the Bengals. The Bengals get a win to start their season, which is a good thing for them because they notoriously start slow. And this game definitely, as you can see, there was not much scoring. It was 17-16. Both defenses were playing fairly well. When you take a look at the scoring, Cleveland didn't score in the first quarter or the fourth quarter, and neither did Cincinnati. Nobody scored in the fourth. But this right here, first quarter, fourth quarter at 0, that's a good thing. Now, I understand it's the Browns, people, but that bodes well for Cincinnati's defense because they're atrocious.
They've been trash. That defense is trash. This score is different if Hendrickson is still holding out.
There you go. A lot different. Yeah. I see that being a lot different. Yeah, I took the Bengals in that one only because of Joe. I ain't had no choice, man. I had to go with Joey. That dude is way too cool for school. So Burrow, 14-23, 113, and a TD. He took 3 sacks. Then you got Flacco, old man Flacco, 31-45, 1 TD, 2 interceptions, took 2 sacks.
Joe's about 900 years old, still throwing 45 balls in a game.
Let me say this. This is the thing that's going to wind up getting Kevin Stefanski fired. Look, man, Flacco ain't the dude. He's not the guy. I understand you don't want to go into the season and you don't, and go in with a rookie. Let me tell you this. All training camp, because I watched this because I monitor it, because Deon Sanders is my favorite athlete of all time in general. He's a dude sport athlete, love the guy. And, I'm Deon Sanders, MJ, those are my guys. Let me tell you something right now. Kevin Stefanski, if you want to keep your job, you better put it in Shedeur Sanders. Stop playing. The team loves him. The people in Cleveland love him. The man has ingratiated himself with the locker room properly. Put him in.
But he's not
Stop
good.
with this Joe Flacco thing. I don't want to hear about it. Okay? We all know Joe Flacco ain't nothing but an old bridge quarterback y'all holding on to. Everybody said that Shedeur Sanders was not good. Everybody talked trash about him in that last game, where he played. But you're playing with the the 3rd, 4th string guys, the guys that we know ain't going to make the damn squad. Now, mind you, yes, there were still some dumb decisions. But at the end of the day, when you're playing behind the worst of your offensive linemen, you're not going to get much done. I'm sorry. I've seen what Shador did. I know what the kid is. Put him in, give him a chance. Cleveland, you won't regret it. That's just me.
And see, I think the opposite. I think the only reason why he was good at wherever he played was one, he had Travis Hunter to throw to constantly. Travis Hunter's going to make any of us look good.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's such a good quarterback, when he's out there playing with those fourth string guys, like you just said, why isn't he dominating? Like I said, I didn't. I'm not saying he's a terrible quarterback, but I don't think
he was playing behind.
Okay, but if you're supposed to be that good, you should be elevating everybody.
Nah. Don't do that. Don't move the goalposts. If somebody playing behind the trash line, they playing behind the trash line, man. You could have. I tell you right now, you could put Tom Brady behind the garbage line. He ain't gonna beat Tom Brady. Don't do that. Don't move the goalpost on him, man.
But the guys that are going against that line are just as bad as that line. So the lines are even. All that talent level is even, right? If you're going against fourth string against their fourth string, that's even.
It obviously wasn't because they made that line look bad. That defense made that O-line look worse than it was.
But it's still their fourth string. If you're going fourth string against fourth string in the last game of the season kind of thing, and you're supposed to be that good, you should be elevating the rest of your team. That's just the way I see it. I don't see any elevation when he gets into the game.
I agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah,
Me personally, I will say this. I believe in Shador. I think that he can do great things in the league. I think he just needs to be given a proper chance. And like I said, I watched it all off season, man. The dude put himself in prime position to be the starter and to be loved by the people.
Oh, I'm not talking that part of it. Yes, 100%. He is a good kid. He's got the head on his shoulders.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to love that. So we'll see what happens. We see what happens. All right, man. Hey,
have a good one, media.
Study up there, media. But basically with this one, you know what I'm saying? You go to the rushing, not much here. Chase Brown, 21 carries, 43 yards. What? The run game just didn't exist. They just didn't even care about it.
This game looked like it would have been boring as hell to watch.
Yeah, bro.
So like stat-wise, it's just like I'm turning the channel.
Yeah, man. Okay, now see what's going on.
What happened in this game?
Barely any passing. Not a receiver. Look, what do we got? Not a receiver over 66 yards in the receiver. We had one passing touchdown from both. Yeah, this was a defensive battle. Yeah. Then you got your 3 sacks. Who was it? Myles Garrett with 2 of them, the usual suspect. And then there's Isaiah McGuire. He had 1. Myles Garrett had 4 TFLs. This is what I expect. But look at
Hendricks
that.
got his sack,
One-man wrecking machine. One-man wrecking machine, bro.
You give up everything to get somebody like Myles Garrett. I'm so you threw everything in that. You get 3 first-round draft picks. Yep. Yes, I'll take that from Myles Garrett.
Yep. I mean, man, that you take it there, and then of course you look. B.J. Hill had the 1 sack. Henderson only had about 3 tackles. Oh, but he had another sack. That's just what he does. 6 passes defense by the Bengals, 5 by the Browns. So yeah, this seemed like one of those games that's going to be really boring, and you'll watch it, and it's going to be a defensive struggle, and you're going to turn because you want to see some offensive firepower. Either way, man, Bengals get the dub. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, this one. Oh, I get it.
How? That's all I ask is how.
How, Sway? How? This was ugly. Yo, Indianapolis was on fire last night, bro. Like, they even did a little small piece because, of course, Irsay, God rest his soul, is gone. And now the daughters are running the franchise. And word is, these ladies are holding people accountable now. Ain't no more free reign running around doing whatever the heck you want. We holding you
Irsay was too busy being drunk and chasing women around. He had no idea what
was going on. Yeah, Irsay, man.
I'm not to talk ill of the man, but
man did have some personal issues he had to get through. I tell you right now, look, I've seen people do all kinds of different drugs, and I've seen the reactions, how they move off of those. Definitely did some cocaine in his time. Yeah. I'll tell you that much. Just certain times I've seen him. It's not a good thing, man. You want You want to pray that the dude is good, but at the end of the day, you just got to deal with the reality thing. Jim Irsay, unfortunately, had himself a little bit of an issue there. But
it's funny, when I got back from the game, this was the first score that I saw, and I was like, what the hell did I miss in this game?
What happened?
The Colts and Daniel Jones, of all people. Like, what? Where was Daniel Jones in New York?
Look, I'm going to tell you this. Mike McDaniels is losing his job. It's over.
Oh, yeah, he is.
If they let him go through the year, it's a wrap. Mike McDaniels is gone. And it's
one of the hottest seats in the NFL.
It's not for lack of trying. You just took the wrong job. You took Miami, and you took I can tell you right now, if I was Mike McDaniels when I got there, I'm drafting a quarterback I want that I know can do what I need. Tua Tagovailoa, listen to this. He spends a lot of time on the injury list. He's very prone to concussions. You know what I'm saying? There's something that just doesn't click with this guy. It's not working. And unfortunately, because of the way the league is, signed him, gave him all that money. Now you can't move on. You got to play the dude. You don't have no choice. See, I liken it to this. We'll go back to Trey Lance. With Lance, the reason the 49ers were able to get out of it because they never really committed to him long term. They had him on that rookie deal. They knew they didn't have to take that fifth-year option if they didn't want to. That's why it's a fifth-year option. So what they do, move forward. But see, the 49ers got away to an extent unscathed. I still think it was a fireable offense by Kyle Shanahan, but I'm not going to jump on that soapbox. Because most franchises, if you spend that much draft capital with a quarterback, you've got to give that quarterback every chance to be able to try to do something. But I digress. Either way, this game, man, this was a beatdown. It was a blowout. It was whatever you want to call it. The Miami Dolphins didn't start scoring until the fourth damn quarter.
And that was probably third string on third string back then.
They just didn't show up. Tua Tagovailoa, 14-23, 114 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions, commanded to 3 sacks. He had a QBR of 2.7. Good God.
AKA, he didn't do shit all game long.
He did nothing. You didn't even show up, Tua. You might as well stayed home, called in sick. If you was going to go out there and do that, Jesus Christ. Okay, Daniel Jones, 22 of 29, 272 yards, 1 TD, no interception. You sacked one.
Efficient.
You'll take that. It was efficient. He did what he needed to do. He didn't screw it up. You'll take that from Daniel Jones.
Where was this Daniel Jones in New York? What?
He didn't exist. Then you got the rushing. They only had 78 yards. You mean to tell me these people barely got over 200 yards of offense in total? That's pathetic. Devon Achane, 7 carries, 55 yards. I mean, 7.9 yards carry ain't bad. You know, then you go over to Jonathan Taylor, 18 for 71. DJ Giddens, 12 for 41. Daniel Jones himself, 7 for 26. And he had 2 rushing TDs. So Daniel Jones accounted for pretty much a good team for 21 points on his own. Y'all might have found something. But here's the thing. This is the reason why there's a cause for pause. What's going on? Throwback.
Throwback in the house.
The reason there's a cause for pause is because this was against the Dolphins defense, and they're not anything crazy. So we have to take this with a grain of salt. It was a good game, but we're gonna take it with a grain of salt.
Still the Colts, though, man. They put up divisional banners, you know.
Yeah, they do. So then you take a look at the receiving. So the Colts had 156 yards rushing in total, and that was between Taylor, Giddens, Jones, and some kid named Ashton Dulin. You go over to the receiving. Tyreek Hill, 4 catches, 40 yards on 6 targets. 4 catches, 30 yards on 5 targets for Jalen Waddle. Like, this is pathetic. This is bad.
Those 2 top names should be close to 100 every single game.
They should be close to 100, and there should always be a touchdown attached to them. At least one. Yeah. Guaranteed. So then you flip over to them. Michael Pittman Jr., 6 for 80, 1 TD. Tyler Warren, 7 for 76. Alec Pierce, 1 for 37. Jonathan Taylor, 3 for 27. So they didn't do much crazy. You know, nobody got over 100 yards receiving there. Of course, they had the fumble. Wait a minute, old boy. You came in through 1 TD, 2 interceptions, barely got over
And
100
lost the fumble.
And you had a fumble to look.
What was that QBR again?
2.7. Something.
He might have been better if he had just fell to the ground after the snap every play.
Easy. You'd have been all right. QBR would have been at least 10, maybe. I don't know. But this is bad, y'all. This is horrible. And this, you know what this tells me? Miami Dolphins next year are drafting a quarterback. Tua is gone. Because you're going to fire Mike McDaniels. And the new head coach is coming in is going to go, I've seen the debacle that y'all had. I am not working with this kid. No, thank you. Drop him, cut him, move on, do whatever you want. Did you give him all the money you had guaranteed? Yeah, cut his ass. Take the dead cap hit, do whatever you got to do. But we got to get some new blood in here because this one ain't it.
And he's one concussion from Crip walking across the fucking field because he doesn't know what he's doing.
And here's my number one thing about Tua and the concussions. I'll say this. My family has a history of cerebral palsy. I've seen this stuff. I live with it. My aunt has it. My mother has it. You know what I'm saying? My mom's getting her stress level get up too tight. Her right arm going to draw up. You're not pulling it down. I lived this, people. I've seen physical seizures in real life. These are not moments anybody wants to be a part of, witness, see, have to deal with, none of that. I know what to do in the moment of a seizure. I was trained when I was 5 by people in, ambulance showing me what to do if this ever happened. The kid scares me.
Oh,
for his life. He scares me. I like him as a human being. As a man, I appreciate him. But you scare me when you get hit. When I saw Tua's fingers do this, I literally thought it's over. I've seen that in real life. It is just one of the scariest things you'll ever witness in your time on this earth. It will shock you. It's not, bro. When he took that time off, I was like, thank goodness.
I've had 6 concussions in my life. I've already donated my brain to science because obviously when they cut my brain open, they're going to find all the CTE stuff and all this sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. So seeing him get those concussions, it terrifies me as well because I'm like, damn, how close am I to that?
Yeah.
And honestly, I would hope at some point seeing me like that, my wife is pulling me out. She's pulling her cord and be like, nope, you are done. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I don't know if they've had that conversation, and it sounds like they have, and they're just like, nope, we're going to keep going. And it's like, why? You've already probably got generational wealth. Walk away, go be a coach. You can still be involved in football.
With the money that young kid has made, and with the way that things are structured for these younger kids, they ain't going to go broke like the old dudes did. Yeah. It's harder for them to go broke. Don't screw your money up. Just be smart about it. If I'm Tua, you know what I'm doing? I'm trying to play out my contract. What did he get? Almost $256 million after taxes. You probably he got himself somewhere close to 300 after taxes, bro. You wind up with probably at least, at a bare minimum, you should have after taxes, all of that. You should have at least $125 million to your name. You should have that much if you're able to play out your contract. If you can make $125 million in one lifetime, you can live for several lifetimes. Learn how to invest your money. Learn how to learn how to make sure you don't have bad financial habits. Get yourself a proper financial advisor, and then don't worry about football. Be a coach. Do this, do that. But it's just, unfortunately, right now for Tua, it's 2 things. You're not looking good when you're on the field, and you're never on the field. Those are 2 bad things when you got a brand new head coach about to walk into the building because they ain't going to want to work with you unless management says they have to. Because I tell you right now, there's nothing against him on a personal level, but if I walked into Miami as a new head coach, Tua's out.
Yeah. I'm
trying to figure out who else in that quarterback room can do better than him. Because for Tyreek Hill to leave Kansas City and come to Miami and become a shell of himself when we know he's got the talent to still be the dude, it don't make no sense.
So when Miami was in town a few years ago, my best friend up here, Mac, big Dolphin fan, he went to school with Tua's family. He knows all that family.
Okay, yeah.
So we walked up to the stadium and we saw, his family, they were doing their own tailgate and everything there. I'm hanging out with his dad, drinking with his dad and his cousins and his mom. We're eating with them. Like I said, great family. Love the family.
Mm-hmm.
Just, but come on, pull the guy off the field. That's the way I say it.
But getting back to this, man, since we got a little soapbox, just, kind of worried about Tua there. But either way, when you take a look at it, man, they only had one sack, and that sack came from Bradley Chubb. We all know who Bradley Chubb is, but he's gotten lost in the sauce. The Colts had 3 sacks, one from Nick Cross, another from Kenny Moore, and the other one for, old 49er, Ebicom. And then we had a couple passes defense and whatnot, you know what I mean? Time to take a look. Oh, look at that Mooney Ward, 6 catches, which is itself. I don't really like him much more, after what he did. He didn't. Cam Bynum had an interception. Looks like Latu had himself an interception as well. So you see what happens. You see what goes on. This was a beat down. It was a blowout. There's no other way to put it, man. Colts just went in there and railroaded them. And it was what it was. Moving on, we're going to talk about the Raiders and the Patriots. So, Raiders and the Patriots, both teams had scoreless quarters. For the Raiders, it was second quarter. For the Patriots, it was the third quarter. But the Raiders get the win, 20-13 here. Geno Smith, 24-34, 362 yards, 1 TD. Jacoby Myers was the had 8 catches for 97 yards. Brock Bowers 103, but I believe he left with an injury. Trey Tucker had 2 catches, 54 yards, and a touchdown. When you take a look at the rushing, Ashton Genty did not do very well. 19 carries for 38 yards. He had a TD with 2 yards to carry. Trash. Travion Henderson, 5 for 27, 5.4. Drake May, 30 for 46, 287 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Both quarterbacks were sacked 4 times. So don't look too bad. Looks like there was a little bit of flip-flopping with the score, but
you think Seattle wants Geno back over Sam Darnold?
No, not after that game. Because I tell you right now, he had a great connection with JSN. So Smith and Jigba was murdering us most of the game. You know what I'm saying?
I take Geno over Sam every single day, anytime.
I mean, I understand, I get it, but I don't think that Seattle is kicking themselves in the butt. They're just saying we got to move forward and start anew. But when you look at this, you look at all of these sacks. So Tyree Wilson, Malcolm Kuntz, Max Crosby, obviously, and where's that other sack at? There's 4. No, I'm not tripping. Tyree Wilson, Max Crosby. Jonah Laulu. Okay. So there's that other one that I just bypassed for some reason. 4 passes defense. They had 5 passes defense. They also had 4 sacks. Their sacks come from Harold Landry, the second. The third. We all know how that works. 2.5. That kind of expects it. Levon Chaseon. Yep, he was in on half the sack with him. Jalen Hawkins. So not too bad on defense for both teams, but just one team outlasting the other. Then you take a look at everything and see what's going on. But this game was nice because you had so much kind of going on as far as, Pete Carroll and Geno Smith starting off their thing with the Raiders. Mike Vrabel starting off with the Patriots and whatnot, and bringing Josh McDaniels back. That man will always have a job in New England. I don't know what he knows on Robert.
I don't even know why he even tries to move on to another team. You're going back to New England. Just don't leave.
Just stay.
Yeah.
He could have been the head coach.
No, I think
he'll be their next head coach if Vrabel doesn't pan out.
I think his time as a head coach is done. I think he's failed too many times, miserably each time he's tried. I think he's like, nope, I'm just an OC at this point. Sometimes you got to realize you ain't meant to be the general. You just got to be the sergeant. And I think that's his role.
There it is, man. True words have never been spoken. Now, this game, we had the Cardinals and the Saints. So the Cardinals pull off the W. They won 20-13. Cardinals scored in every quarter but the fourth, and New Orleans scored in every quarter but the first and the third. and that's what wound up doing them in. Of course, you got Kyler Murray, 21-29, only 163 yards, 2 TDs. He was sacked 5 times. Now, that tells you that people have been figuring out how to get to Kyler Murray. Even as small and as shifty as he is, if he was sacked 5 times, that's damn good. That means 49ers need to watch this film and figure out how they got to him, because that's something we struggle with as mobile quarterbacks.
Maybe he's just getting a little old. He's, you know what I mean? He's not the young man anymore. He's got a little wear and tear on him in the league at this point. I wonder if he's just lost maybe that little half a step where he used to be able to get away from everybody. Maybe, just maybe, he's starting to get caught up a little bit with that.
Okay. And then basically the only 2 things out of 49er land I will drop again. Kendrick Bourne signs a 1-year deal. Of course, I'm pretty sure this is coming on the heels of Juwan Jennings and whatever shoulder injury he has. I'm pretty sure that's why they re-signed Kendrick, because they know he's good on third downs. Then we have Colt McKivitz signing a $3 million extension. Why, I don't know, but it is what it is. But when you take a look at this game, what do you think about those signings, though, Jason?
Colton McKivitz, I think it's a great signing. I don't think he gets enough respect on his name for how good he actually is. I'm not saying he's great, but I do think he is a very solid right tackle in this league. Especially when you think about, he's that homegrown talent that's just worked his way up year after year and has gotten better and better. Like I said, I understand why you can't have great at every position. Sometimes you got to do with what you got. And he's a pretty damn good right tackle. And now that we've locked him up, because think about it. So, this is his lame duck year. You don't want Trent Williams, as much as I love him, he says he wants to play for like 2 or 3 more years. I don't necessarily see that. He's older. He's already got all his injuries every year. He's not going to wake up, April next year and be like, look, I'm just done with this. You know what I mean? And I would respect that because, again, big guy, tons of injuries, still great when he plays. But, every year it takes a little bit more of that. So you don't want to have Trent Williams, decide the last second, hey, I'm just retiring this offseason. And then you got to replace Colton McKivitz at the same time. So you're going to try and, have 2 new tackles going into another season. No, you need some stability on that line. Because hopefully next year, we see the last of Brendel. Hopefully we're moving on from that. Because, we've seemed to have got our 2 interior guys with Pooney and Barch, probably Colby long-term. We've got the 2 guards set up. Got a few more years with Colton. Now we just got to replace our center for sure. We got to go if we get a young center, and then you can do what you need to do with Trent. Whether he stays on or we have to start fresh with somebody else. At least we got some stability to rest of the line. I'm sorry.
No, I said that much is true.
And as far as Kendrick Bourne, I'm glad to have my Uso back. Obviously he played up here in Eastern Washington. He's obviously Samoan, so another one added to the list on the team. I like it. That obviously tells us that the injury to Jennings is probably more severe than we expect it to be, even though I haven't seen anything being released as far as to what it is. But let's be honest, it's probably going to be something where he's not going to be playing for a few weeks. And yet again, we have someone who's held out throughout training camp, gets hurt early in the season.
Yep, that's true.
Every damn time.
Always how it works, man. So when you take a look at it, for Spencer Rattler, 27-46, no TDs, no interceptions, was sacked once. Alvin Kamara, 11 carries, 45 yards, 1 TD. And then you switch over to the receiving. You see every guy. You got Juwan Johnson. He led the pack, 8 catches, 76 yards. Chris Olave, 754. He was evaluated for a concussion in the game. Then you come over, you look at it. Nobody over 100 yards, really. The 2 TDs were thrown to James Conner and Marvin Harrison Jr. You kind of expect to see that, obviously, when it comes to Arizona's offense. And then on Arizona's defense, man, you got Baron Browning. He had the 1 sack. Looking back, big old Calais Campbell still had 5 tackles out there. You got a couple TFLs.
The old Lions still pushing through.
I'm telling you, man, he never fails. 3 tackles for a loss, 9 passes defense, which is pretty good. And then you got for the Saints, Pete Warner, Demario Davis, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Julian Blackman. The sacks, of course,
from the name.
Kool-Aid, yeah, that ain't his real name. That's just what he go by.
I know, but why would you want to go?
There's a dude who did a thing on names, like on people's real names, and he was just putting them out like Julio Jones' name ain't really Julio. And of course, we know CD isn't CD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We know Debo is Tyshawn. Like, there's just like, he did a whole thing on all the people that they went by their real names. And I know Kool-Aid McKinstry. Matter of fact, hold up, I gotta find this out. Let me see here.
Just cool. Like everybody else's, at least is quote unquote normal. You're going with Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? It makes me feel like those Key and Peele skits.
Oh, his name is JaQuincy.
Now, see, I'd rather go by JaQuincy than Kool-Aid.
Or I just would have went with Quincy.
Yeah, or something.
He probably drank a lot of Kool-Aid when he was a kid or something. You know how that works. You know, you get those nicknames from doing certain things. But 5 sacks by the Saints defense. You've got 1.5 coming from Carl Granderson. The other 1.5 from Cam Jordan. You had Alante Taylor get 1. So you know what I mean. 7 TFLs, 5 passes defense. No interceptions thrown by either team. But that's not bad, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Cardinals get themselves a dub. That's a good thing for them. You know, still got some things to work on, but starting season 1-0 is definitely
we'll see them shortly, and then we'll obviously see the Saints next week.
Yep. Steelers and the Jets. I'm gonna try to run through this a little quicker. I got stuff I gotta get to. I keep forgetting that. 34-32. Steelers and the Jets. This game had a lot of lore due to Justin Fields. You previously being with the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers now previously with the Jets. Now he's with them, and it was a whole bunch of stuff. This was a great game. It was a very high-scoring game, but it was fantastic to watch. I watched most of it. It was definitely a beautiful thing.
Both quarterbacks played better than I thought they would, honestly.
Mm-hmm. A lot better. Yep. So you have Aaron Rodgers, 22 of 30, 244, 4 TDs. He was sacked 4 times. Hey, look, if you still give me 4 touchdowns and you were sacked 4 times, I might.
Good.
But Justin Fields, 16 to 22, 218, 1 TD. He was only sacked once. Then, of course, you got Justin Fields using his legs, 12 carries, 48 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then you had Braylon Allen. Six carries. He only had 1 TD.
Flashbacks there?
Yeah, I was like, what? And then, of course, for Pittsburgh, this is pathetic. 53 yards rushing, bro, to 182. Bro, they tripled your output.
You got Caleb Johnson and Jalen Warren, and you guys, like I said, you only got 53 between those two. Damn. That's all I can say is damn. I expected a much bigger.
Gainwell ain't no slouch either.
No?
Gainwell's still a viable back. This doesn't make sense. Pathetic. Then you slide down to the receiving. DK Metcalf, 4 catches, 83 yards. Yeah, Calvin Austin, 4 catches, 70 yards in the TD. Benny Scope, as they call him, 1 catch, 22 yards in the TD. You flip over to the Jets. Garrett Wilson, 7 catches, 95 yards, 1 TD. Everybody else, all those numbers are mediocre and worthless. Look at this. They fumbled. Looks like – so they fumbled twice. They didn't lose either, but then they recovered. Yep. So it's just wild, man. Just wild. You know, so you come down, you start looking at the defense. You know, Alex Highsmith, Patrick Queen, Chuck Clark, you know, the usual suspects. Highsmith gets a sack. That's all that they had. Couple TFL, 6 of them to be exact, not too bad. 4 passes defense. Then you got a little bit of Quincy Williams gets his sack. Quentin Williams gets a sack, and then Will McDonald, the 4th, got him 2. 7 TFLs, 4 passes defense. That's great, man. But as you can see, it literally was a back-and-forth type of game. Yeah. Pittsburgh only didn't score in the 3rd, but they made up for it in the 4th by scoring 17. So it was a hard-fought game, but a good game all around.
I kind of want to go back and watch that game now. Seeing the score and how it went back and forth.
Hey, you're gonna love it. Yeah, if you got a NFL Plus and you can go back and watch the games, definitely watch it. That game is definitely well worth it, man. I think that was great. Let's see here. Moving on down. Almost out of here, guys. I think we're gonna just do it like this. It's a lot going over each stat. 21-6. The Giants get the brakes beat off of them. The Giants scored in the 1st and the 4th quarter. They only scored 3 in the 2nd and the 3rd. The Commanders didn't score in the 3rd. But let me tell you something. This game, literally, in one game, than put Russell Wilson on the hot seat. Bro, Russell was bad. I gotta go over there. I gotta at least put his stats up for a second. I didn't want to do it, but I had to.
The fall of Russell Wilson since
It's
leaving
bad.
Seattle needs to be studied by future generations.
Yeah, man. I don't know how you go from Seattle and
17 of 37, just
168 yards. Man averaged 4.5 yards to throw, and he was sacked twice. Russell Wilson looked horrible. Malik,
I'm not sure what he had in his little sparkly water that he was drinking up here in Hawaii, in Washington. But obviously, he can't find it anywhere else in the country.
He better go find it again. You know what was that? Happy Gilmore. It's by small Eskimo man. Yeah. You gotta go get that.
He obviously found it here, and he can't do anything else without it.
Yeah, he ain't got nothing left. So Panthers and the Jags, 26-10. The Panthers did not score in quarters 2 or 3. Jags scored in every quarter except for the third, but they balled out. Of course, let me take a look. I'll give you the Travis.
The Panthers are trash. The Panthers are going
to Panthers are garbage. So you got Travis Hunter. He only had 6 catches on 8 targets for 33 yards. And then I don't see him on he had 1 tackle on the defensive side. That was it. But hey, man, you get your W, you keep on pushing, you keep making it happen. Let's take a look, see what else we got. So, Titans and the Broncos, 20-12. This was a bad game, man. This tells you the Titans have a really horrible offensive line. I looked at some of the highlights from that. That was not good. Titans' offensive line is hot garbage. Cam Ward was sacked 6 damn times.
It's a rough way to start your NFL career.
Yeah, very, very rough. His dad was in the stands, seemed like just doing this, like kind of looking around like, jeez.
Like, y'all want to do something to protect my kid?
Anything. Because at this point, we need to lead. I'm going to do a show on the 49ers-Seahawks game, but, of course, Niners get to win 17-13. And then Lions and the Packers. Lions didn't look so good, people. They didn't look so good. Not on offense, not on defense. The Packers looked great. Michael Parsons had a sack. Like, it may be some growing pains for Detroit this year. So we'll see them in the playoffs maybe. But
as my wife says, thank you, Jerry.
Hey, look at you. Oh, you can always cut out Jerry Jones and be an idiot. You sure can.
She's just like, I don't know what stupidity he's got in him. She's like, but thank you for Parsons, who is obviously he's got some kind of a foot or an ankle injury. I forget exactly what it is. And the man is still putting up three sacks a game. It's like, you don't give up someone that good. You appease them, basically. You keep them around.
You want to hear something, Jason? Well, we went ahead and we traded Micah because, we had Micah last year and Micah was injured. So we missed him for those few games, 5 or 6 games. So, 2 first-round picks were improving the team. And, we don't know what those picks will be, but, we know that they'll be better than Mike. And, we had a handshake deal. And, he went back on that, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I don't want to deal with this Mulligetta guy, whoever he is. We don't have to deal with agents. We just have to deal with players and owners. We make deals. But the team's gonna be better. I know we lost and then Green Bay won, but it still doesn't mean Mike Parsons is that great of an individual. I know he was touted next Lawrence Taylor and all that, but I make the decisions here. Okay, I'm Jerry Jones and I drop my nuts when I feel like it, and I did that.
That might have been the word for word, everything.
Jerry literally have to do this. Jerry Jones is that damn weird. He's wild, bro. So the Rams get to win 14-9. That don't look so good, man. It looked like there was a little bit of an issue in that. I got to take a look at the stats because the Texans only scoring 9 points kind of sucks for them. But, having every team in the NFC West win outside of Seattle is crazy. So when you take a look at it, C.J. Stroud, 19-27, he didn't throw any touchdowns. He only threw an interception. There's only 1 touchdown thrown by Matthew Stafford, and that was to Davis Allen. No one knows who the hell that is. But look at this. Puka Nacua, 10 catches, 130 yards. Monte Adams, 4 for 51. on 8 targets, so he caught half of the catches. And then when you look at the scoring by quarter, the Rams scored in the second and third, didn't score in the first and the fourth, and then Houston basically did everything in the first half and disappeared in the second half. This tells me the defenses are great.
Yeah.
Both defenses look good. But as far as the offenses, no, they don't exist. It was ugly.
Puka's still doing Puka things.
Hey, Puka doing Puka things, man. You got to be mindful of Puka Nacua. That tonguing will blow your mind out there, people. And then, of course, we had the Ravens and the Bills. That was a game last night, man. That was
arguably one of, if not the best Sunday night game ever. Yeah. That was just wow. Like, as tired as I was, that game energized me by the middle of the third quarter. I was just on the edge of my seat wanting to watch everything because I was dead tired when I got home, and that game had me pumped by the end of the game.
Yes, sir. 14 out of 19, 209 yards, 2 TDs from Lamar Jackson. He was sacked twice. Derrick Henry had a game. 18 carries, 169 yards, 9.4 yards a carry, 2 TDs, and the only long run he had was 49 yards. So that 9.4 yards a carry, people, is for real, for real. That wasn't a big chunk play. That was just Derrick Henry all damn night long until the fumble in the fourth quarter. That had to hurt the most, bro. You could see it on his face. The camera kept going to him. He basically felt like he lost his game, and he did. Because he gave the Bills that opportunity, and they made the most of it, did everything.
And they could not do anything to stop him all night long. He just kept – it wasn't like you said, it wasn't huge chunk yards, but he was just kept chugging along.
But look at this.
Four.
So where they beat the brakes off of him in rushing because it's 238 yards. Of course, Lamar Jackson, 6 carries, 70 yards, and 1 TD. The Buffalo Bills, 108. 3 touchdowns rushing. James Cook, 13 for 44. Josh Allen, 14 for 30. Does not make a difference. This is all that matters. You don't care about this. You care about this. It's touchdowns. And look at Josh Allen. Threw another 2. He was only sacked once. So when you take a look at it, man, it's crazy because when you look at it, look at this. So they ran a total of what? 48 plays?
Yeah.
Josh Allen threw the ball 46 times. The man almost threw the ball as many times as y'all played. Red plays is insane. Craziness. But look at it, Zay Flowers.
The final score just says
everything. Had him in fantasy, he made you some money. 7 for 143 and a tutty. Yeah, that's big money for a fantasy owner.
That fumble line right there, that's where it is right there, man.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
8 catches for 112 yards in the TD. Keon Coleman did his thing. You had Khalil Shakir. Dalton Kincaid caught the other touchdown. You know what I'm saying? D-Hop and Zay Flowers were the only 2 touchdown getters there. Derrick Henry, he had that fumble.
There it is.
That cost him the game. That was the ugly thing. And then you go over to the tackling and the sacks. Only 1 sack, of course, and that came from Matabuke. He had his sack, and then, of course, on the other side, you had Ed Oliver and Matt Milano getting the sack on Lamar. And then, of course, no interceptions by either team. And I'm telling you right now, Tyler Luke, I said it in my video earlier, that missed extra point would have put them into overtime. It would have forced it.
I saw a weird tweet somebody put out that if Jake Moody didn't score any points yesterday, we lose to the Seahawks 12-13. Yes. I'm that's cool and all, but we also should have won probably 30-13.
Hello. Well, I mean, Jake Moody technically Jake Moody left 6 points on the board.
Yep.
So I did this. I'm going to stop sharing. That way we can be side by side. So this is what I did. I took a look at all the kickers who screwed up yesterday because it was a bad day for kickers yesterday. I don't know what the issue was, but it was a bad day for kickers. Do you know that there are 24 points left on the board by every kicker who missed a kick? All combined. And the person who was at the top of that list with the most points is Jake Moody. 6 points left out there. That's bad. I don't need Moody to be at the top of those kinds of lists. I need him to not be on them at all. It was just insane. And
I just need him to not miss every. So I'm gonna tell you a story that I stole. Yes, I've been telling everybody. This is funny as shit. Halftime yesterday. You know, they're playing some band on the other side of the stadium. Moody comes out about 5 minutes. Like, I don't think he was even in the locker room for 5 minutes. He comes out and, you know, he's got the little kicking tee thing, and he's kicking field goals. And he's on our side of the field, kicking towards me, where I'm sitting in the end zone. He's the only player out there for a good another 10 minutes. He misses 2 fucking field goals. Just out there, just kick, you know what I mean? Where he's just him. And let me tell you, the amount of boos coming from a stadium, I'm just sitting there like, you've got to fucking be kidding me. You're just, and I'm just.
See, this makes it worse. You missing kicks in practice. Ain't nobody out there. Let's go one there.
How, man? It just,
okay,
like I said, I was just like, they're laughing at him. I've got my head in shame, and I'm just like, my friend, the people around me, like, why haven't you guys cut him? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like I said, the entire stadium was mocking him because, like I said, he's literally the only player on the field. I'm just like, I can't believe this shit, man. It's fucking terrible.
And thank you for that little tidbit because I'm gonna destroy him when I do my live stream for just that. But that was just the games, everybody. Just remember, man, definitely hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, Captain Niner. Tell them where they can find you so we can, so they can always get to your content as well.
You can always find me at Niner Faithful Radio or on my personal stuff, Captain Niner. Thank you for having me. I know we've been trying to do a show together, and I had some time this morning. I was like, "Ooh, let me jump on with Deon real quick."
I appreciate it. We've been meaning to get on, but the final game of Week 1 is tonight. Bears Vikings. Going to be a great game. You gotta love the storylines with that, just strictly based on the fact that you have J.J. McCarthy growing up, born and bred Chicago boy, grew up a Bears fan. Now he's got
a cute little picture of him in the tunnel.
Yeah, like picture and everything. Like that's what it is. You got to see the first start with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson, the revamped O-line, and the new pieces they got and everything they got going on over there. So there's a lot of excitement around this game. So definitely take your time out, watch it, have fun, have a blast with it. I'll probably come back tomorrow and do the recap game. If not, maybe I'll do it tonight after I get off. I get off late. So I might do one late tonight. I don't know, but probably will be tomorrow in the morning time because that's where I've been having to move things a lot. But either way, everybody stay up, stay faithful, stay blessed. Thank you so much. And remember, 2 things. Kendrick Bourne just got signed. Colt McKivitz just got extended. Bang, bang, Niner.
Fafatai Talala. One love.